wanted to record my thoughts about Trump's Tranny Ban before they get too stale. And I'm really pretty psyched about this ban for a number of reasons. First of all, it's totally obvious and necessary and helpful, and the rationale is rock solid. I mean, the priority for the military is decisive victory, and to protect the nation and the people and the interests of Americans, and that's priority numero uno. And in a world where American power is waning and a new kind of multipolar order is emerging, right? China and Russia are reasserting themselves. The U.S. has suffered humiliating defeats at the hands of fourth-generation, non-state forces, and all these other things. It's just not possible to justify degrading the capabilities and the power of America's military for some bullshit postmodern social experiment. Okay, so the rationale is rock solid. It's common sense. Nobody can deny it. Nobody can disagree. Nobody normal can disagree with it. But beyond all that, now the left have to decry this new development. They have to commit themselves to overturning this tranny ban, and they have to fight for it. And they have to go against the common sense and the intuitions, the valid common sense and intuitions of normal Americans, to attack the American military, which is still probably the most popular American institution, with strong supermajority support. And they have to attack the military, and propose degrading and weakening the military, and injecting it with dysfunction and parasitism, for basically these basket cases that most people don't like and don't sympathize with, and they have to, or they're going to be abandoning their base, right? So they don't have a choice. They have to decry this. They have to fight to overturn it, and they have to fight to keep pushing the progressive agenda. Because if it's not progressing, if it's not moving forward, if it's not marching ever onward, right, it might as well be sliding back. And this is sliding back because this is a reversal for them, and that's something that they can't brook, that they can't tolerate. They can't tolerate a reversal. They can't tolerate a check, but let alone a reversal. That's absolutely intolerable, because their whole thing is they have to keep pushing the boundary. The struggle is the whole thing. Like, there's no destination for these people. It's all about the struggle. And so it's not like they have goals, and once they accomplish the goals, they're going to settle down and there's going to be a new normal. No, they always have to be pushing something. So, to be checked is intolerable, and to be rolled back is even more intolerable for these people. So they have to respond. They have to retake the initiative, so to speak. And that's going to be an incredibly costly initiative for them to retake on this issue, where the American military is so popular and the rationale is so rock solid, and the beneficiaries of their agitation are so unsympathetic. So it's really great. He's maneuvered them into this no-win situation where all they can do is squander their political capital on this stupid bullshit that nobody has any time or patience for anymore. And they're going to lose big at the midterms. It's going to be great. America's going to get more red-pilled and reject leftism even more. It's, I just can't find any downside to this. It's absolutely great. But, this raises some other important questions, and it has some other important implications. Like, okay, trannies do not enhance the capabilities or the power or the effectiveness of the United States military. They don't. All right? They're weak people. They're vulnerable people. They are, emotional and dramatic. And they're just a source of drama, and they're a source of expense. And there's no one on earth who believes they're effective warriors, or at least comparable, to people who don't have these issues. So they're just not, they're not adding anything to the military. Certainly not comparable to what they're taking away, or what their disruptive influence is. So it's pretty clear cut. It's pretty slam dunk. But the question that follows is, well, what kind of organizations do they contribute to? What kind of ventures do they contribute to more than they disrupt? And I think you'd probably be pretty hard pressed to find anything. I mean, if the top priority of the military is decisive victory rather than, catering to entitled snowflakes, why can't the top priority of a firm or a company be, making a profit by providing products and services to normal people? Why can't that be a higher priority than catering to entitled snowflakes? And why is catering to entitled snowflakes such a high priority for like private firms and private organizations? And if we permit an exception to this idea that you're entitled to everything you want at everyone else's expense, that you're always entitled, well, at least if you're part of some fashionable block, some fashionable victim group, then if we permit an exception to this doctrine anywhere, even for the military, why not permit wider exceptions to it? Why protect their, equal hiring rights or whatever, equal housing rights or, whatever else, Why protect them in the private sphere if we are not going to, prioritize their protection in the public sphere? And then still further, it's like, well, if this particular group is so negative and so detrimental in this context and maybe in others, what if there are some other groups? Are there any other groups that are maybe detrimental? And then it might be profitable to exclude, from some places, at least sometimes. So this really is a foot in the door. Once we've admitted one exception to the doctrines of, the egalitarian doctrines that mandate catering to everyone with a complaint and a sense of, the world owes them something, then, there are many, many more. And so maybe this is a foot in the door. Maybe this is a chink in the armor that can be used to open up greater and greater exceptions, that can be used to open up ever more exceptions, and ultimately to overturn these doctrines altogether. So it's a really hopeful development, and I'm really excited about it. I really love that it happened, and I love what's going to come next, which is that there's going to be a lot of pissing and moaning and progressive tears, and they're going to alienate themselves from normal American people even more, and they're just going to keep losing even more, and we're going to keep winning. And, there are plenty of wins ahead where that came from, so let's keep on rolling.